Hello everyone, welcome back to Resin Rainbows. We're going to be doing, oh, I got a piece of hair in there, another cross mold today. This one I have seen done quite often. It is the cross with the rose in it. This cross though reminds me more of nails instead of wood. So I'm going to see what we can be doing with that. Just to jazz it up a little bit and make sure that those definitely look like either silver or copper nails. So for that, we will be using a little bit of the bronze colored mica powder that I got off of Temu. We are also using the Let's Resin Chameleon powders again, and the Let's Resin Intense Chameleon powders, and the Let's Resin Epoxy, which is mixed 1-to-1 per volume. We're using the Resiner's dual head mixer, as well as the Resiner's air purifier. We are definitely wearing our PPE. Our gloves, our mask, all of those things. So what else? The mold itself is from Amazon. So, okay, well, let's get started. I think we will use the regular magenta for that rose. And then we do have some green and some fairy green, and then a dark green to do those leaves and the vines. And I think we will kind of do a little bit of a combination of all three of those for that. And we may use a little bit of the dark magenta on the rose as well, just to kind of highlight some areas. So, and I am just going to dry brush this on this time. Get down here in these little cracks and crevices. Try not to get it everywhere like I did with the last time I painted, and I am not filling in with the magenta because I'm coming around behind it with the dark magenta. So I just kind of want to highlight with this one, and then I will fill in with the dark. I love this dark. It looks more purple to me, but they say it's magenta, so we're just trying to really burnish it in there really good and not have any, try not to have any brush strokes in there. And I think with that lighter pink to kind of set this off, I think that's going to look really neat. I love that these chameleon powders have that little bit of shift in them. And now where these are meeting, I'm blending them, which is why I didn't burnish the magenta in as much when I first laid it down, because I do want to kind of try to get those blended just a little bit so that they kind of work together. It's not quite as sharp of a contrast between them. Just want that regular magenta to kind of highlight, and then this darker one to fill in. So, oh yeah. And again, once I'm done with this, I will take it outside to blow it off. So I'm not going to worry too much about the little bit of extra powder that's floating in there. We will get it out before we pour our black. now we will use some of our greens for these different leaves, things like that, the little vines. I think I will use the fairy green for the little vines. Get just a little bit on there. Try not to get it everywhere. I will probably try to speed you up through this part. Just know that if it doesn't speed you up, it's because I'm new to the whole video editing thing and I didn't figure out how to do it. I know that the program I'm using has it, but I'm not 100% sure how to do it. Pretty much all I do now is just take my short clips and put them together into one big clip and then upload. That's about as far as my editing knowledge goes. So please bear with me. Like I said, like I've said in the last few videos, I'm new. I'm still learning this stuff. So my videos are not going to be the greatest right now, but I figured that they'll be good for a laugh later on. Once I know what I'm doing and can look back and go, oh, what was I thinking? So they'll definitely be good for a laugh later. And I'm always up for a good laugh, so. Laughter is definitely the best medicine. Okay, we're going to switch to a different green here for some of these flowers, for the leaves. We've already done the flower. If I can get the lid on. There we go. Let's do the dark green first. And for that, we're just going to pretty much do like we did for the flower and highlight a few spots and then come back in with our light green and mix them in together. Kind of paint our little veins on our leaves here. And then we'll come in with our lighter green and get those. I do need a red, and I will grab that here in a minute. And I'm seeing a couple of things that I need to hit with the fairy green, I believe. Yep. Okay. And just know, I'm all the time missing stuff when I'm doing this. You know, I will come back in with the fairy green and hit those spots that I missed. It's not a big deal. That's what's so nice about these colors is you don't have to wait for them to dry like you do paint. So you can come right back in right away almost to get anything that you missed. So come right up here with that. Grab that fairy green back. All that work to get it closed, just to open it back up. Get these here. For the red, I think I'm going to grab my eye candy red, and its name's not red. I will have to read that to you when I grab it. It's got a funny name, but I love the eye candy mica, especially the red. It's such a vibrant red. That being said, I love the Let's Resin colors as well, but you just can't quite beat the eye candy red right now. Just hoping my big old head's not in your way. Let's see what I'm doing here. I'm just checking my top edges and making sure that I have gotten those and didn't forget about them when I did everything else here, because I want to make sure that those are all done too. Okay, looks pretty good. I'm not going to worry about that free floating powder right now. Like I said, we'll be taking it outside to clean it up, so it'll be all right for now. Let me grab the green. This is a green chameleon powder. Get a clean brush. We're just going to kind of blend it in with these leaves with the dark green here too. So I just have powder going everywhere. My mat is going to be a mess. That's all right. It'll be worth it in the end. This is such a pretty mold. And then we're going to clean that little spot up there. Let me grab my red. This is the Akai Tsuki Red by Eye Candy. And we are going to do that, use it to do this little spot here. Which I know looks like a teardrop, but I promise it's not. Give this a little bit of alcohol. Cotton swab here. I'm not going to worry about cleaning up the rest of it. I just want to make sure that this is cleaned up first, so that that red is the only thing touching here. Okay. And then I'll do the same to the rest of it. So that I can fill in where the nail parts are too. And same as I did the last one. Don't yell at me. I already know that I overpainted a spot. I will fix it. I promise. Sometimes my brain gets a little bit ahead of me. And it sees things that aren't there, and then I paint them, and then I realize what they really are. So, I promise I will fix it. And in case you don't see it, it's right here. This is part of the nail. It's not a leaf. But my brain saw the flower and thought that was a leaf. So I'll clean that up real quick. And that way we can get that all painted. I'll set that off to the side there. That lid's not on. All right. We'll get a couple more cotton swabs and a couple of baby wipes, and we'll get that cleaned up real quick. And then we will paint the bronze. And then we will be ready to pour our black. So, this one's not too hard to paint. It doesn't take too long. Nothing is too narrow, so that makes it nice. Tools fit right in there to paint it up. And get this all cleaned up so that it's ready for our bronze color. You definitely want to make sure that the color that hits the mold is the color that you want hitting the mold first, because like these little specks of green and stuff, or when you smear green like that, those will show up after you pour, and you definitely don't want that. So I'm just getting a cotton swab and getting just a little bit closer here, making sure that everything is nice and neat where we need it to be. Down there in that tip. Go. Just doing an extra little scrubby scrub here. Especially since I painted here when I wasn't supposed to. So now we got that all clean. Beautiful. All right, and I think we are ready to paint the bronze, and then we're ready to pour our black. And I won't be filling this one all the way. I will fill it up most of the way, and then I will be setting it over to my side here on my heat mat, because I do have other projects that I need to do on my mat here. So I will set it over to the side, and I will, oh, that's not even open. I will get some of my other projects done and then bring it back over for the demold. Open, there we go. Oh, that's a nice pretty color. And this again is just bronze, and I got it from, I believe, from Temu. I will link, or at least put a description of where I found things, because I don't know how to link yet, but I will at least put in my description where things can be found, such as the molds being found on Amazon, so that you're able to hopefully find them. I will be reaching out to some friends for help on learning how to link different things, so that it makes it easier for you in the future. I just don't know how to do that yet, so please bear with me. I will learn. I promise you, I will learn. I'm a quick learner. You know, that being said, I probably won't learn tomorrow, but I will learn as quick as I can. And as soon as I know how to link that stuff, I will definitely make sure that I link everything in my descriptions. I don't know if YouTube lets me go back and fix my descriptions or not. I'm not sure. If they do, I'll update them. If not, just know that future videos eventually will have links in them rather than just saying where I found it. So, like I said, you know, we all got to start somewhere. So, and it took me a little while to learn with resin, and now I have to learn with videos. So, oops. Okay. Got that last little bit to paint up here, and then I will take it outside and I will blow it off, and then I will bring you right back and we will pour our resin. So I will just finish this last little bit off camera and then go get it blown out, and I will see you back here in a few minutes. Alrighty, I've gotten it all blown out and cleaned up a little bit, and I think we are ready to pour our resin. It's been over here degassing for a little bit, and it was all mixed up for me. So let's go ahead and pour, and we're going to pour really super slow, especially for this rose. We've got all those fine crooks and crevices that we want to make sure that the resin finds its way into, and we don't have all those bubbles. because I can't really spray this with alcohol since we painted it. You definitely just want to be careful and kind of let it push its own way in there. Just kind of a little bit at a time. Once the rose is full, the rest of it's not too bad. We can probably pour the rest of it a little bit faster. However, like I said, I am not going to fill this all the way. I am going to move it over here to my heat mat, and then I will top it off just so I don't spill it, because I'm really good at spilling things. So I know that that's not very full at all, but I will go ahead and I will move it over. I will top it off, and I will see you back here for the demold. See you soon. Hi everybody, welcome back. This is the rose cross. We are going to go try and demold this one. Shouldn't be too bad. Just got to be careful around these little spots here. Looks like it might have flowed over a little bit there, so we may have a little bit of repair to do, a little bit of trimming. Not repair, just trimming. Get it loosened up here all the way around. Oh yeah, we're going to have a little bit of trimming to do. So like I said, apparently my table is not quite as level as I thought it was, so we're going to have to check that, but still shouldn't be too bad. If I can get my fingers to work. Go. Unveil it upside down. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll do a little bit of cleanup in here. Not too bad. I love how the greens merge together and the purple and the pink. I really like that. We'll get that all cleaned up, and then we'll put a hanger on the back, and it'll be ready to go. I hope y'all enjoyed that video, and hopefully we will see you on the next one. Bye.